Morning students, and our continuation of the topic is gastric lavage. Okay, so our next topic is a gastric lavage, and it is also called as a gastric irrigation. Okay, so in your last topic, and they have given the treatment of GI system. Yes, so the treatment of GI system, so they have given nasogastric suction, gastric irrigation, and gastric analysis. Okay, so here the gastric suction or gastric irrigation is the same. Okay, so is it clear? So that we are going to deal with the in one topic. Okay, so nothing else but the gastric lavage, gastric irrigation, or gastric suctioning. These are the three similar words, and the procedure is also going to be done as a same. So in that they are going to deal in the gastric lavage. Okay, so gastric lavage is commonly called as what? Gastric wash or gastric suction, or it is also called as gastric irrigation. So what do you mean what it is means? So it is a process of cleaning out of the contents of the stomach. So whatever the poisonous contents are there in our body, so that they are going to eliminate from your body is called as a gastric suctioning. Okay, so that is a explanation regarding of gastric lavages. So for example is a poisoning cases. Okay, so the person who is a ingestion of a poison to your stomach. Okay, so that is a main thing. So in order to eliminate that, they are going to do the gastric lavages. Okay, and the next one is what is the purpose of this gastric lavages? So for urgent removal of ingestion substances to decrease the systemic absorption. So what they are doing that, so whenever you are ingested some of the poisons, and that immediately it is going to be absorbed from your blood systemic absorption, so no, through your circulation. So in order to avoid that, so they are going to do the gastric lavages. Or so if you have to empty the stomach before the endoscopic procedures. So for example you are performing any endoscopic procedures. So endoscopic procedures means, and they are going to, this is a stomach, right? And if any infections or inflammations of the stomachs are there, they are going to perform the visualization of the stomach. Okay, and third one is to diagnose the gastric hemorrhages and to arrest the hemorrhages. So if any stomach hemorrhages are there, like for example the peptic ulcers and gastric irritations, okay, so then that is the purpose they are going to do the gastric lavage. Okay, and next, what are the indications for this gastric lavage? So with the patient have ingestion poison, it is be useful, and clean the stomach before an upper endoscopy. Already we had seen that someone who has been vomited blood. Okay, and collecting the stomach acid from the test. Okay, so mainly to identify some of the disorders like gastric disorders or maybe any tumors, and I will be explaining you. So what is this stomach acid test? It is also called as gastric analysis only. Okay, so that they are going to do, and relieving pressure in someone with a blockage in the intestines. If any intestinal blockages are there, and this gastric lavage is also going to be useful. And these are the indications of the gastric lavage or gastric irrigation or gastric suctioning. Okay, and what are the contraindications you are going to see in this procedure? Okay, so loss of airway protection reflexes. So what is going to be there? So whenever you are going to remove secretions from the body, so automatically along with that poison, automatically what will happen, and due to the reflex process, and if he is a depressed state of conscious state, and he is not conscious of coming of content from the stomach, so automatically that reflexes is going to be obstruct your lungs. Okay, and next one, ingestion of the corrosive substances such as strong acid or alkaline. For example, now whatever the alkaline acid substance is there, so how much you are bringing back from the lavage. Okay, so what is going to be there? Not only the stomach area, so it is going to be reflect through your passage of gastric and esophagus and your mouth. Everything is going to be damages. Okay, so corrosive substances nothing else but dangerous substances. Okay, next one is the ingestion of the hydrocarbon with high aspiration potentiality. Okay, the same thing they are explaining. It is a high alkaline acid in nature, this hydrocarbon, and that may lead to the high aspiration of the fluid. Okay, and fourth one is a patient who are risk of hemorrhage or gastrointestinal perforation. For example, in the stomach, and frequently they are having a bleeding. So still more you are injecting the tube into the stomach, and you are navigating, or you are irrigating, or you are suctioning out. So what is happening here may still more hemorrhage is going to be there, and perforation hole or anything, or the rupturing of the area is going to be happen. So that is a contraindication of the lavage. Okay, and what are the techniques you are going to perform and before doing of the procedure? So what is going to be there here means, so before doing of the suctioning or lavage, so the passage of the tube via the mouth and the nose down into the stomach. So what they are doing that, so before a gastric lavage involving, what they are doing, so they are taking one tube, okay, and that tube they are injecting into the mouth or the nose. Okay, so through the mouth or the nose, and they are inducing into the stomach. Okay, and administering a small amount of fluids into the stomach. That is a technique they are going to use. And after that, so the placement of the tube into the stomach, see here, so they used to confirm either any air suffocation is there for the patient, or whether the tube is placed in a correct stomach or not. So how we are going to check means, and listening to the stomach, for example, now with the stethoscope, and you have to so tap over the abdomen, and you will feel that like empty, like a sound you are going to get. So that sound tap, okay, so that kind of sound you are going to get over the area of the abdomen, or by x-ray also you can able to see this position. So if you are not observing the position, and that may lead to the aspiration stomach. Okay, aspiration means what are the fluid content is there, instead of the stomach it is going to be goes to the respiratory way. Okay, so that is going to be there. And next one, lavage is repeated until the returning fluid shows no further gastric content. So for example, now how much fluid you have induced, and that much fluid has to be come back, so that that you have to be sure enough. Okay, and the fourth one, they are explaining that, so if the patient is unconscious, you can't perform this lavages. Okay, so when the patient should be incubated before performing the lavage, so protect their airway and everything. The concentration is very very important, because the unconscious patient so can't able to give the responses, or the unconscious patient will not have the so reflexes to control over the respiratory passages. Okay, that is very very important to take care of the unconscious patient. Okay, and next one is the complications. So during this procedure, what are the complications are there? The first one is what, aspiration pneumonia. So already I explained you, when the person is taking of unwanted poisoning, and the substances which is entered into the stomach, and these type of the poisonings is going to be enters into where, the respiratory canal. Okay, so these poisonous substances is going to be shows the effect on what, the pneumonia. So that type of cause is called as a aspiration pneumonia. Okay, so what is going to be there here means, so from the stomach you are doing a suctioning. Okay, so you are remove out the poisoning substances. So what is happening here means, and if the improper suctioning, so when it enters to the lungs, okay, so the lungs is not going to be take up that poisonous substances, so that may lead to the aspiration pneumonia. And next one is a laryngospasms. So how the laryngospasms is going to be there here means, here when you are introducing a tube, and it is a soft substances of the larynx, and the passage of the involuntary passage of your gastric opening and closing is there. So what is happening here means, and where, so the area where it have a chance of rupturing over the larynx. Okay, and where you see that due to the involuntary contraction of the muscles, and you may see some infections and spasms over the larynx cord. Okay, and next one is a hypoxia and the hypercapnia. So here hypoxia and hypercapnia, nothing else but so lack of oxygen in the body tissues is called as a um, hypoxia and hypercapnia. Okay, lack of oxygen in the body tissues. So how it is going to be there here means, whenever you have induced some poisonous into your body, so automatically it is going to be absorbed from your blood cells. So what is happening here, and automatically these toxic substances is going to be stops, and so kills your normal functioning of the cell. So due to that, and there may lacking of oxygen in your blood tissue is going to be there. And next one is a bradycardia. So bradycardia means what, and the pulse is slow and lower than the normal. And next one is a SOB. Okay, SOB, cessation of breathing. So what is going to be there here? You will be having a lack of oxygen supply automatically, and you are not going to be take an oxygen from the orally, and if there is any laryngoscopes and the oropharynx or the any obstruction of the airway pattern is going to be leads to the cessation of breathing. Okay, SOB. And next one is a mechanical injury. So mechanical injury means and due to any esophageal throat, esophagus and the stomach may be injured due to the tube improper incision of the tube. Okay. Okay, that is regarding of the and complications of gastric lavages. Okay, and next we'll go for the what is the equipment of, okay, and what is the equipment and patient preparation. Okay, so what are the equipment they are going to take here means first one is a intravenous access and monitoring is going to be there. First what they are going to do here means, so continuous IV flow has to be there, and a large suction catheter is needed one, and local analgesic and lubricant is very very important, and intubation equipment. Okay, and sedatives we have to give, you have to restrain means you have to tie up the patient, and bite block or the oral airway we have to give. Okay, and oral nasogastric tube, that is how much inches, and 36 to 40 French, that is adult we have to use, and 24 to 28 for children's we have to use. Okay, and what are the lavage systems means commercial available and intermittent aliquots of lavage fluid can be given to withdraw the manual. So what they are saying that normal water also we can use, or the maybe the anti-liquid lavage fluid also we can give, and some activated charcoal we can give, and normal saline or water we can give. Okay, so in order to suction out the process. Okay, so these are the equipment we have to prepare for the patient, and what is a patient preparation you have to needed. Okay, and here before starting of that, so first what you have to do here means, and first we have to explain the procedure to the patient first. Okay, and after that, and if the patient is agitated, so you have to give the sedatives to the patient. Okay, and you see that, and if the especially you have to consider that altered levels of conscious due to the sedation warrant will be easy to give the intubations. Okay, that you have to remember. And so other preparation is that, and you have to take care of the tube diameters. Already we have discussed that what are diameters of the tube, 36 to 40 inch for adults and 24 to 28 inches. According to that, the selection of the tube is also very very important. Okay, and next one is while injecting of this nasogastric tube into your esophagus and to the stomach, and you have to make sure that any trauma to the patient should be avoided. So that is also very very important. And the next one is a patient preparation, that, and next one is a Trendelenburg position you have to give, or lateral decubitus position means like side lateral position you have to give to the patient. So why? Because so the position is also very very important. So if you are giving on other than other positions, if you are giving, automatically the aspiration is going to aspiration pneumonia is also one of the chances of risk. Okay, and the tube must be measured from the corner of the mouth and the mid epigastric in avoiding the kinning and complications. So how you are going to measure here means, and from your nose, okay, from your tip of the nose, and through your epigastric region is there, right, mid epigastric region, so there you have to measure, and from your nose to, oh sorry, mouth to ear. If you are measuring from mouth, you are taking from mouth you have to measure. If you are taking from the nose, and nose to ear, and from that to, and that region to, from the nose to your epigastric region, then you have to mark there, and up to that level only you have to insert the nasogastric tube. Okay, so that is a correct position how you are entering the tube. Okay, and next one is a procedure steps. Okay, so if you want to see the procedure, and you can go through the procedure, and but I will be explaining regarding so what are the steps has to be undergo. Okay, see, first one is what, explain the procedure to the patient and collect the equipment. So already I have given the equipment for you. Okay, collect the equipment and place the patient in a left lateral decubitus position. So this is a left lateral decubitus position here you are seen, right, and what you, and put a bite block or the oral airway into the patient's mouth. See here, in order to block or in order to so bite over the area of the suctioning, so one one protection you have to give. That protection is called as what? That is a bite block. Okay, and introduce to pass the tube gently, and when the pharynx is reached by the patient chin on the chest to facilitate the passage of tube into the esophagus. From the chest level to the passage of tube to the esophagus, you have to send it and confirm the placement. Okay, so already I have explained you how you have to confirm it. And so in the stomach itself, and you have to some empty sound you are going to heard by the stethoscope. Okay, and aspirate and remove the gastric contents before gastric irrigations. Okay, so before anything is there, first you have to irrigate whatever the poison substance are there from the body, and repeatedly introduce how much of water? 200 to 300 ml of lavage solution you have to give according to the body weight into the stomach, and you have to remove all the fluid from the body and continue the lavage until the fluid become clear, whatever the poison substances are there, until it clears, and you have continuously remove it. And administered, you have to administer activated charcoal via tube, you have to administer and clamp off and remove the tube. Okay, so that is the procedure you have to go for the process. Okay, and so in this, so they have explained everything, but it is not useful for you, so already I explained all the content. Okay, and whatever the process you have to hints and pitfalls you have to take care means. And in some situations, highly toxic drugs when he is inducing is, it may take to remove so much time to remove the these type of the drugs. Okay, that you have to essential. And drug not absorbed by the activated charcoal. Okay, what is the functioning of this charcoal means, and it will make the poisonous substances to so take over from your intestinal walls. Okay, and auscultation of the stomach gently confirming the placement of tube during the injection of air. 50 ml of syringe and aspiration of gastric contents you have to remove out of. Or you may see that in, especially when you are taking care of the children's, when you are taking care, and radiography confirmation is very very important. Okay, and if the patient have a cough and stridor cyanosis, indicate that the tube has entered into trachea, so that you have to take and care the pitfalls and the considerations. Okay, hints and pitfalls, or it is also called as guidelines, or it is also called as a precautions what they are taking after care. Okay, and post procedure what you have to do. And for some most patients, a short period of observation vital signs is very very important. And so what is the poisoning management is there, so already we have shown you antidote. Okay, so what is a poison he has taken, that antidote poison he has to be taken care clearly. Okay, and next we go for the complications. Already I explained what are the complications of the process. Okay, so that is regarding. And what are the consideration you have to take here means, so whenever you are taking off the gastric lavages, and taking off a lavage solution is very very important. Okay, so for children you have to take electrolyte disturbance have been occurred in children, so automatically what you will give, so continuation of the IVF process you have to undergo by the children's. And coming to the elderly patients susceptible of cardiac consequences during the procedures, that is also you have to monitor. Okay, and for pregnant women it is not essential to do this thing. Okay, and poisoning that are toxic for the fetus as well as toxic to the mother also, that you have to take a consideration. Okay, and so I'll send you this soft copy. So but in this soft copy the activated charcoal application is not needed. Okay, only procedure and up to where I have explained, and take that part. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so that is regarding of the procedure. Two slides I have taken when I'm explaining these procedures. That is one slide share I have taken, and one content I have taken, and only this only the procedure I will be sending you. And if you want to see a procedure, and you can see the procedure and what have I explained it down, and the same thing they are going to do in the procedure. Okay, so that thing. Thank you.